celebrating huge rent hikes. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's have a look at this article from news.com.au. So that's just disgusting. Property investment firm under fire for celebratory email. Property investment firm Ironfish sent an email to its customers last week, and not many of the recipients are happy because, well, they've given out huge rent hikes, guys. And if you're using them to manage your property or your investments, isn't that what you want? You want, rents hiked up? Because we've got a rental crisis here in Australia. Rents are going up to the moon, and that's going to add at least some, well, increase the yield for some investment properties. So I think it'll add as a floor to the fall of property prices. A property manager has come under fire for appearing to boast about upping rent in an email to tenants. Probably sent it to the wrong group. Property investment firm Ironfish sent an email to its customers last week, stating the highest weekly increase, an average rent increase in Melbourne in June. Achievements in June, biggest rent increase, $225 per week, the email states, before adding the company listed 1,103 properties in the last financial year. The email also includes two references, one from a landlord and another from a renter, which suggests there was no target demographic from the email. A renter who received the email posted a screenshot to Reddit with the caption, "My rent went up $400 a month, and the agency sent me an email bragging about it." The email is accompanied by a photo of two young children jumping on a bed having a pillow fight with smiles on their faces. Well, yeah, maybe these kids are the children that the property investing guru bought the house for. Remember all those articles? After they work their job at Macca's, then they have kids, then they buy property for their kids. Guys, these are the new ruling class, guys. It's caused a stir online with both tenants and landlords disapproving of the email, and many left shocked after reading its contents. As an owner and provider, that's cringe. If my real estate agent boasts like that, I'd be out, one user said. I received the same email and had the same disgusted feeling. I'm an owner, just not with them, said another. That's just disgusting. They're literally celebrating ripping off desperate people. It's just deplorable, a third commented. Well, is it ripping off if that's the market price? You need to be angry at the organizations that are limiting housing supply, not at the market response. I mean, sure, it sounds terrible. It's really bad marketing, bad publicity, but there are going to be some property investors that go, oh, well, boy, Ironfish, yeah. Shit, yeah, let's get them upping my rents. I don't want to have to deal with that. That's icky. And then they'll be on Twitter going, oh, this is deplorable. But in reality, they'll be going, yeah, give me the money. Meanwhile, others have raised concerns over how much the rent had increased by. Can they actually do that large an increase? I mean, legally. What do they have to in your lease on how it's calculated? Fairly sure Tenants Victoria may have a bit more to say about it, one user commented. How can a $225 rent increase be justified? Another user questioned. Heck, even $98 is a lot. Well, if it's how expensive is the property? How much rent are they paying? Maybe that's only a 10% increase? If the market can bear it, that's how you can justify it, guys. But of course, there's going to be calls for more government intervention, more regulation, and the problem is, all of that will just add to the burden of landlords who can't be stuffed, put their hands up and step away. Anyway, so nuts. Ours tried to raise it by $90 a month, which I thought was ridiculous. And we just said no, and they agreed to stay the same if we started a 12-month lease, another said. According to Consumer Affairs Victoria, landlords are not allowed to increase rents during a fixed-term agreement unless stated otherwise, and have to give the tenants at least 60 days' notice. The law doesn't state how much landlords can increase weekly repayments by, however, it should be changed in line with the Consumer Price Index. Well, here's the thing. There's going to be calls for rent market caps, rent control, and that always fails. That results in a black market, and it declines. It reduces investment. We already don't have enough supply of houses for people to buy, let alone houses for people to rent. Renters also have the right to challenge their increase if they believe their repayments have been raised too high. Despite the sharp increase stated in the email, data from CoreLogic suggests Melbourne has the cheapest rental market, with a typical home costing a rent of $480 a week. The rising cost of living, low vacancy rates, and increasing interest rates are some of the reasons why landlords are choosing to hike weekly rents. Well, let's have a talk about this one. This is the market right now, and the issue is supply isn't high enough. That's what it is. You need to look at the not in my backyard crowd, the NIMBY crowd, who don't want extra development. You need to look at, our Greens councillor here in Brisbane, who is trying to limit new development out at Ipswich, which could provide lower cost homes for people, where all his constituents have $1 million homes. That's the type of stuff you need to look at, guys. Don't blame the landlords. They're just going to respond to the market. Okay? That's how it is. And I mean, this is cringe. It's a terrible email. But we all know there is a rental crisis going on, and rent is just going up, and it's just getting crazier and crazier. That's the sad reality of it, guys. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this one. It's just going to get messy. Let's hope they don't call for rent controls. I'm worried. I'm worried Labor and the Greens are going to be pushing for rent controls. That's just going to exacerbate the problems. It's going to make it worse. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on this one. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I discuss here, there are a few ways you can help out. You can support the channel financially via YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy our Pocket Squares, or call us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and watch out for those surging rents and the politicians using it as an excuse to intervene in the market even more and just stuff it up again and again and again.